there are a lot of different ways to view these giant high-resolution panoramas, including on a browser with a big screen, on a mobile device, or on VR headsets, which I'll show you in a bit. If you go in with a browser and you start at 4brc.com, you can click a link here to the browser page where you'll see, in this case, all the different years of Burning Man. Every different panorama, including Burning Man, is at the top of every page like this. When you go to a panorama that you see, you click on it and you enter the interactive viewer where you can scroll around with your arrow keys or your mouse. Now, I always recommend that you hit the full screen button. And here we're seeing this on a 4K screen, and we can move around, see all around. We're looking at the man before he burns. You can use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out and see more detail. And down in the bottom right, you can go forward and back to different panoramas. You can enter VR mode if you're on VR glasses. You can see the galleries. All these are here and explained on the web page. Now, when you're in one of the panorama galleries, you can also look for the other galleries, and those will give you more information, or at least let you browse different years if you want to go back all the way to the past, like 1998 or 1999, or see the recent ones which were only shot from the webcam broadcast. I didn't go to this event, but I worked with the webcam camera to make panoramas nonetheless. So most of this should be fairly self-explanatory. If you want to go into VR, let's look at a demonstration of what happens when you put on VR goggles like the Oculus Quest. You can visit photos of Burning Man from the past with an immersive VR experience. To do this in your VR headset, go to your web browser and go to the URL 4brc, like for BlackRockCity.com. When you go there, you'll see the very first link is the VR headset gallery gateway page. Click on that, and you'll be brought to the gallery. You have to now go over here. On the lower left, you'll see a little VR goggles icon. Click on this, and you'll be brought into VR mode. You may need to approve WebVR when this happens. Now we see the gallery of all the different photos. Now there are many. You're going to focus over on the right on Burning Man VR, where you'll see a variety of galleries of Burning Man. Now, there are a number of photos. In fact, there's 68 total if you go over to this list of all of them. You can also look at the ones that are the most immersive. You can look at the ones that are 360 degrees. You can do the tour that's 15 years, each from a tower. You can see pictures from the ground. Why don't we go and look at the immersive pictures? So now we're taken immediately to a VR image of Black Rock City. You look down, it says it's from Burning Man 2005, and it's a sunset over Center Camp, which you can see here, and I'm standing on a cherry picker. Now, a few features you can use when you're in a panorama like this. If you stare at something for a while, like this art car, it will zoom in and give you more detail. Now, as soon as you look away, it'll zoom you back out. There are a number of controls you can also see down below, which are also available on your hand controller. For example, I'm going to click this one to go to the next panorama in the tour. Here we see another cherry picker. We're standing over the man before he burns. And it says this, Burning Man 2006, the conclave dances around the man. Now you can see left and right are available, as well as the gallery. So this will take us back to the gallery where we can choose the different ones, but we'll go back where we were. And, or we'll go over here to the all 360s. Okay, so here we see Fire Conclave dances around the man again. This control here lets you do a zooming another way. We'll talk about that later. Now, you can also do this on your hand controllers. You can't see me do this, but if I go right, we go through the pictures, or I can go with the left button. You can also do that with the buttons on the right controller. And on the left controller, you can push the upper button for zoom control. I'll switch from the staring mode to just manually zooming in, deep, and then back out. And the left button will take us back to the gallery. So you can go through all these pictures. Once you've come back to the gallery, you can choose one of the other galleries. And these are all different subsets of the main 68. And if you get tired of Burning Man, you can see galleries of continents and other locations, Europe, the Americas, various places, Asia, as well as other pictures of Black Rock City. I'll go there for you. These are all of the galleries for Black Rock City, and you can see there's a lot for more than 15 different years of Burning Man. You can look at any given year, and you'll see a variety of panoramas, some which are great for VR, and some which are not as immersive, but they still may be of interest to you. These might be better browsed on a regular computer. But if we go and let's take a look at 2010, and here we are in 2010. This is one of the very high-resolution shots from on top of a cherry picker. So I'll show you when I zoom in here. We're going to go in. You can see the individual people in that tower. You can actually get even closer zoomed in if you use the web browser interface. So you can see what it was like to stand on this tower. This, as you can see, is a sort of a narrow band, so it's not quite as immersive, but it does have all the detail. And the other photos, some of them, like this one, will be taller. Here's everybody sitting, getting ready for the burn. You can see the crowd all around you. Here we can see another shot from a tower. I did several shots every year from on towers, but here we see just waiting for the DMV, and here's all the art cars lined up, getting ready to go in the DMV. Here we see the city at twilight, which is, of course, one of the most beautiful times to see it. Here's the temple that year. There's inside the temple. Here's the temple burning with the crowd. You can see the people behind me who were watching the temple burn. You can see the burn itself. And there are shots like that from every year. So I hope you enjoy seeing what it was like to stand in Black Rock City for all these years. Going back, by the way, let's go to the gallery, and we'll go to, let's see, that's where we're looking for. No, I haven't. Oh, here we go. This is the distant past. This is the 1990s. So here we see Burning Man 1999. There's the Center Camp Cafe, very different from the way it looks today. And there's First Camp behind me. The city's much smaller. We can also see this is 1998. And in 1998, the Center Camp Cafe was even smaller than that. The city, as you can see, doesn't reach out that far. So you can explore all of these places. There's a few more shots of 98. This is a very low resolution shot of 98. The man is barely visible out there, and it gives you a sense of what it was like to be in a much older, much smaller Burning Man. Try these as well on a web browser, especially if you have a 4K display, a 4K TV. Then you can see all this detail, zoom in. You're just not able to do the wandering around in VR as people like to do.